And the setting is a parent reasoning with a child.
So Sophie, let's get into our study of Listen to God and Live Forever brochure, okay? We are on the chapter right here, Does Jehovah Listen to Us? Let's go there. Now what do you see in this picture, Sophie?
Jehovah.
Very good. And what does it say right under here?
Pray to Jehovah and not to anyone else.
Very good. And the reason that is because Jehovah is the hearer of prayer, and so he is the one that he wants us to speak to him from our heart, right? Now, what do you see in this picture?
A man praying.
Very good. And let's see why Jehovah is listening to this man. Okay, let's look in our Bible. There you go. Let's look in Psalm 145 and verse 18. Okay, can you read that, Sophie, please?
Jehovah is near to all those calling upon him, to all those who call upon him in trueness.
Very good. Did you see that Jehovah is near to all those calling upon him in trueness, worshiping him in the way that he approves? But Sophie, it looks like you have a question.
I do. What if Jehovah listens to our prayers? Does he listen to the ones who don't worship, who are not Jehovah's Witnesses and don't worship him too?
That's a very good question, Sophie. Well, let's see. If Jehovah listens to prayers of those who don't worship him, well, what do we read sometimes in the experiences in the yearbook? Sometimes we read of someone who has been praying, and all of a sudden,
Jehovah's Witnesses knock on their door.
that's right. And they perhaps even start a Bible study. So that shows that Jehovah was listening to that sincere prayer, right? But you know something, Sophie? There's something important that we need to keep in mind so that our prayers are acceptable to Jehovah. And that is found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 7. It was actually in our Bible reading this week. I'd like you to read that when you find it. Verse 7.
But when praying, do not say the same things over and over again, just as the people of the nations do, for they imagine they will get a hearing for their own use of many words.
Very good. So just like we wouldn't say the same thing over and over again to a good friend, we don't want to say the same things to Jehovah. We want to think about perhaps a happy moment of our day to include in our prayer. We want to think about what's going around with the friends all over the world when we go on the jw.org website. Right? We can include those things, those current events, in our prayers as well. Now the last scripture that is on here for our lesson today is 1 Peter 3:12. So let's look at that, and Mommy will read it for you. And that says, follow along. For the eyes of Jehovah are upon the righteous ones, and his ears are toward their supplication. But the face of Jehovah is against those doing bad things. So whose prayers does Jehovah not listen to?
The ones who are doing bad things unless they want to change their ways.
Very, very good. That's exactly right. Okay, well, tomorrow we'll continue then on the next page, because I think it's actually time to do your homework. Okay? All right.
Okay, thank you, sister.